In order to find my landmarks, I needed to put all of my numbers in order. When I did this, and I added them all up and divided by 6, I got my mean of 395. When I cross out my middle two numbers, I add them together and divide by 2 was 360. And my mode here is 365 because I have more of those than any others. If I was trying to explain that a cheeseburger is not too many calories, I wouldn't want to use the biggest number, but I would want to use the smallest number. So if I wanted the smallest number to explain that they don't have too many calories and that you should go enjoy, then therefore I would use the median, okay? The median would be the smallest number. Now, if we think about our rules, when I have an outlier, that outlier pulls my mean up, so therefore I would typically use the median, and the median happens to also be the smallest number to prove my point in this case. Okay, let's look at the next problem. Here's some gas mileage. So that means for every gallon I put in my car, that's how many miles I can go. So the higher the gas mileage, the less money I have to spend on gas in the long run. All right, let's go ahead. Let's put these in order like I did here. And when I did that, I added them all up. Divided by 6 again, because there's 6 numbers. I got a mean of 30. My median, when I cross off my middle number, I add them up and divide by 2 is 31. And my mode here is 34 because I have 2 of them. If I wanted to try to use the correct landmark for this one, I would look to see, do I have any outliers? Not really. So if I didn't have any outliers, this would be the most accurate. However, I want to sell this car. I'm going to use the number that shows that you can get the best possible gas mileage. So that would be the mode. Why would I use the mode? Because it's the highest and people want a higher gas mileage for their car. Down at the bottom, if we look at our last problem, this one, was a little trickier. It says the table shows the 1 week of high temperatures in March in Chicago. So the mean was 44. So we wanted to know some possible temperatures. So what we did, I get my pen to work here, is I took down here and I wrote my 43, my 52, and my 40, and then I had my unknown numbers, so I added them in there. I figured out that when I added them all up, I had an unknown total or sum. I was going to divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I did here. And when I did, I got my mean of 44. So then when I work this problem backward, 44 times 5 gave me my 220, which was here. And then I went here and I added all of these up. And I saw it was 135. 135 plus how much more gives me 220? Well, if you look up here, I figured out how many more I needed to get to 220. Because 220, take away the ones that I have, told me it was 85. So what temperatures would give the correct mean, but would not make sense? Well, we're looking at 1 week high temperatures in March in Chicago, okay? So I would probably want temperatures that are close to all of these. So if it's 85, maybe I could do something like 40 and 45. Maybe I would go with 38 and 47. Whatever, I could put lots of different combinations in there. Maybe 42 and 43. Regardless, these two numbers have to add up to 85. Now they're asking which ones would give the correct mean but not make sense. Well, what about 0 and 85? They wouldn't really make much sense, right? Would one day it be freezing cold and then the next day we have summer temperatures, okay? Or like 80 and 5. So one very cold and one very warm. So we would have some extremes in there. That probably wouldn't happen, especially given that Monday's 43, Tuesday's 52, And then the end of the week, it's 40. The temperatures probably stayed somewhere in the 40s, 30s, 50s, something like that.